This guy from the slums broke the rules and snuck into the rich folks' bathroom. But he was stunned to find they even wash hands with premium mineral water. When a wealthy man spotted his odd behavior, Adam had to fake using the urinal to avoid suspicion. But the next second, his pee defied gravity and flew upwards, heading straight for the sky. Luckily, the rich guy left without looking up, but the liquid crept along the ceiling, right next to an alarm sensor, until it finally triggered the alarm. Adam bolted like crazy. He raced through the giant tower connecting the worlds, and escaped back to his poor lower world. The next day, Adam returned to work in the tower. The boss ordered all staff from both worlds to stand. Someone had broken the rules, and was getting fired on the spot. Oh, I'm done for. His illegal trip to the upper world yesterday must have been exposed. But surprisingly, the person fired was his good pal Bob. Before leaving, Bob gave him his box as a farewell gift. Inside was Bob's own access pass. Now Adam could come and go freely in the rich world. He quickly called to ask out Eve, his crush from the upside, for dinner at the inverted restaurant that night. Adam loaded his clothes with antimatter and put on anti-gravity shoes, disguising himself as an upside wealthy guy. With the pass Bob left him, Adam finally got to see his dream girl, Eve. Although amnesia made Eve forget their romance from 10 years back, Adam's smooth talking totally swept her off her feet. Just as they were hitting it off, Adam caught a whiff of something like BBQ. He looked down and saw his shoes were smoking. Yep, the antimatter has a time limit. Overstaying its welcome means intense heat. In a panic, Adam made a quick excuse to leave, with his feet practically on fire. He made a desperate dash for the bridge and leaped into the ocean. In the water, he shed all the antimatter gear, but he forgot that without it, he'd have zero protection. The next instant, Adam shot up from the water, flying straight into the clouds and plummeting back to the downside world. This man just applied some anti-gravity cream to the old lady's face. The very next second, her wrinkles defied gravity and lifted right off. Suddenly, the granny looked 8 years younger than her own granddaughter. But as the audience burst into thunderous applause, the man panicked and hid, because his crush from the upside, Eve, was in the crowd. As a poor guy from the downside, if she saw him stuck upside down in his world, she'd definitely be disgusted. But Eve spotted him anyway. Heartbroken, she left the scene. She wasn't upset because he was poor. It was the lies he told that hurt. Earlier, Adam had pretended to be a rich guy from the upside, to date her. So it was all a lie. Maybe even his story about them being lovers. Before her amnesia was fake, Adam rushed after Eve to explain. He ran to the storage room, slipped into his pre-stashed antimatter gear, and broke into the upside world. Adam bolted like a madman after Eve, but missed her elevator by a second. At the security gate, he swiped Bob's pass, only to find it was deactivated. Desperate, he just jumped the barrier. That immediately alerted building security. Not only did he fail to catch Eve, but his antimatter gear also timed out. He had to crash on a ledge for the night. The next day, a dejected Adam went to Bob's place and made a decision that would shock his ancestors. He handed over his family's secret formula to Bob. It was this very recipe that allowed him to develop the anti-gravity substance. He decided to abandon his research, return to his downside world for good, and live out his days alone. No more fantasies about Eve. But then one day, he got an unexpected call from Eve herself, asking to meet him at Mount Inversion. A colossal tower piercing the sky connects two worlds with completely opposite gravities. The wealthy in the upside world live in luxury and abundance, while the poor in the downside struggle with scarcity, barely surviving by working for the upsiders. But then one day, Adam, a downsider, got a call from Eve, his crush from the upside. They decided to meet at Mount Inversion. It turned out that her extreme distress that day had shocked her brain again, reactivating her lost memories. She remembered how 10 years ago, she first met Adam at this very mountain. Two people from different worlds fell in love right here. The clever Adam used a rope to pull Eve into his world, but relationships between worlds were forbidden. They were soon discovered by passing patrol officers. A shot rang out. Adam was hit in the arm. Eve fell from the rope, hit her head and lost her memory. But after 10 long years, her memory was finally restored. Now the two lovers could finally be together. Adam put on his anti-gravity device to show Eve how he traveled to the upside. But suddenly, another team of patrols arrived in the forest. They started shooting at Adam. Thinking quickly, he tore off the anti-gravity device, intending to escape to the downside with Eve. But the patrols pursued them relentlessly, firing non-stop. Carrying Eve, he leaped across layers of rock, but a sharpshooter hit a rope securing the rocks. They lost their balance instantly. Adam fell, crashing hard into the downside world. A thick layer of trees cushioned his fall, saving his life. But from then on, he became a fugitive in the upside world, unable to see Eve again. Then one day, an old friend visited Adam. It was Bob from the upside world. Adam was confused. How did this guy get to the downside without anti-gravity gear? The highly intelligent Bob had continued researching Adam's family formula and developed a drinkable anti-gravity water. He even patented it. Once this water is widely distributed, the class distinction between the worlds will disappear. Everyone will be able to travel freely between them. Adam finally got his wish, a happy life with Eve. Not only was his love life fulfilled, but the world was also about to change dramatically, heading towards a brighter future, a better future for all.